When you hear the phrase dirt to soil, you probably ask the question, what does that mean? Or aren't those the same thing? I asked these same questions when I first saw this, but to me it was quickly revealed that it offers a better path for sustainable agriculture. The book that has given me this idea is Dirt to Soil: One Family's Journey into Regenerative Agriculture by Gabe Brown. Gabe has been farming for nearly 30 years after purchasing his wife's family farm in the early 1990s. This book tells the story of transforming his now 5,000-acre operation into a regenerative agriculture operation that is also quite profitable. The focus of his book is telling his story to help educate others. He provides us information in a sense that is not trying to push other operations to switch to regenerative agriculture, but merely offers them the information to make an informed decision on how they should run their operation. This information includes the trials, steps, and lessons that Gabe learned throughout his process of transforming his family farm. The first part of this book covers the journey of regenerating the farm. It includes the learning process where Gabe experienced several losses due to environmental conditions on his farm. It then goes into the process of regenerating the farm and the local ecosystem by implementing no-till cover crops, eliminating chemical inputs, and most importantly, the integration of livestock on his farm. He highlights the importance of the future of the farm by building it into an operation for his son to take over by diversifying the agriculture portfolio by adding multiple crops and livestock operations into the farm. Overall, the first part of this book highlighted the trials and steps Gabe took in his journey. His main focus through this process was returning the land to a more natural state by planting multiple cover crops and diversifying the pastures in which his cattle grazed, in which he would also go back and plant crops in, such as planting potatoes, and instead of tilling the ground, he would rather lay a cover of alfalfa over them and let them grow on top of the soil rather than tilling up the soil. Over time, these practices helped dramatically change the soil on Gabe's farm, increasing its carbon content and even water infiltration. Carbon content increased from 2% to almost 6%, and the water infiltration rate went from 1 inch of rain per hour to 1 inch of rain in 9 seconds. Part 2 of this book includes the big picture behind regenerative agriculture. The first being the 5 principles of soil health that Gabe implements on his farm. The second being the biological primers, or cover crops, that are used to help improve soil health. Next, Will It Work on My Farm covers different cases of where regenerative agriculture has been implemented through education and information provided by Gabe Brown. Lastly, Gabe's point of emphasizing profit on an operation rather than yield. This section details the actions behind implementing the 5 principles of soil health and cover crops throughout his operation. It also highlights how profitability can be achieved in various operations. After reading this book, I came to the conclusion that regenerative agriculture and following the 5 basic principles of soil health is a key tool to helping make agriculture more sustainable for the future. The reasons why this is a key tool to making agriculture more sustainable is because of the reduced costs, the reduced environmental impact, and the influence it has on society. In agriculture, cost is a very important factor. Many operations struggle to find profitability. A study done by the Natural Resource Management Department of South Dakota State University found that a regenerative corn operation that implemented no-till, multiple cover crops, used no insecticides, and allowed livestock to graze in the fields did have a small decrease in yield, but the profits of the operation will double that of the conventional agriculture. Gabe Brown also experienced these profits just as the following
We've
video
been
suggests.
growing this combination since 1994. This is cereal rye, winter triticale, and hairy vetch, all fall biennials planted in the fall. And since 2008 through 2018, our average net profit per acre on this crop is $951 per acre.
The environmental impact is greatly reduced in regenerative agriculture following the 5 principles of soil health. The first being limited disturbance, such as using no-till and reducing chemical usage. The second is armor, which includes crop residue and cover crops to protect the soil. Diversity is introduced to return the soil to a more natural state. Living Roots aims at maintaining the biological processes that take place in soil, as it consists of multiple living organisms within it. Lastly, animals are integrated into the operation to act as a balancing force by eating the plants and even Using non-GMO crops and other regenerative agriculture practices can have profound impacts on the environment. Gabe switched to non-GMO crops in his operation as he saw the negative effects they were having on the local environment. Use of some GMO crops can result in increased application rates of man-made fertilizers from anywhere from 50 to 70%. Regenerative agriculture can also help trap carbon, resulting in much healthier soil for crops to be grown in. Carbon is a key requirement for building healthy soil. They've also noticed the impact on society to his local communities that he sold his food to. He found that his food was very nutritious and offered a lot of qualities that many people were desiring. Given the recent demand in more organic and locally produced food, Gabe was able to fill the niche to provide healthy, nutritious food to his local community. In conclusion, after reading this book and doing research on regenerative agriculture, I believe that regenerative agriculture and following the 5 basic principles of soil health is a viable path to helping make agriculture more sustainable for the future. Given that it is helping reduce the costs and the environmental impact and also provides nutritious food for society, I believe that is a great tool for making agriculture a sustainable industry. Benefits of regenerative agriculture can go beyond the farm, as also helping reduce global warming by helping sequester carbon into the soils and acting as carbon sinks to help reduce CO2 in the atmosphere. This book has revealed to me the path that regenerative agriculture may hold for us.